name is Jay Sean Pearson, and today I'm going to teach you on why you can't ollie. So the first step you need to learn how to do in order to learn how to ollie, you need to put your foot in the right position. And this is what that look like when putting your foot in the right position. So you want to place your foot right here, close by the boats. And you want to place your popping foot like this, like I got my foot placed on the tail. So when you about to perform an ollie, you want to place your foot positions like I have my foot placed on the board like this. And this is what that look like when you placing your foot in the right position when you about to ollie. So just like I showed you right there, you want to place your foot in the right position so you can ollie the correct way. And the reason why you can't ollie is because you probably putting your kicking foot in the wrong position when you're trying to ollie. And this is what that look like when you putting your foot in the wrong position when you're trying to ollie. So just like I showed you right there, when you place your foot way far back in the middle of the board, you won't be able to perform the ollie the correct way because it will cause the board to do this motion. So just like I showed you right there, it will cause the board to do that motion when you're trying to ollie. And that's why you need to scoot your foot up a little bit more in the middle to perform the ollie the correct way. And another reason why you can't ollie is because your foot is probably too far up on the board, and that's why you can't ollie. So this is what that look like when your foot is way far up on the board when you're trying to ollie. So just like I showed you right there, if your foot is far up like that when you're trying to ollie, you won't be able to perform the ollie the correct way, and you won't level out the ollie the correct way. So you gotta scoot your foot back a little bit in the middle behind the boats of the front of the board or whatever side you're skating on to perform the ollie the correct way. So you gotta put your foot behind the boats when you're trying to ollie, when you're trying to set up like an ollie. So the third reason why you can't ollie is because you're not placing your popping foot in the right spot when you're trying to ollie. So this is what that look like when you trying to place your foot in the wrong spot when you're trying to ollie. So just like I showed you right there, when you placing your popping foot in the wrong spot, it will cause the board to do that motion when you're trying to ollie. So if your foot is far off on the edge of the tail or nose when you're trying to ollie, that means you won't be able to pop the board the correct way when you're trying to ollie. So you gotta put your popping foot on the board like this. So just like I showed you right there, if you put your foot like this, like my hand is placed on the board, if you put your popping foot in the correct spot on the tail or nose, you will pop the board the correct way when you're trying to ollie. So this is what that look like when you're placing your popping foot in the correct spot when you're trying to do an ollie. So just like I showed you right there, when you placing your popping foot in the right position on your tail or nose, if you do that, you will pop the board in the right spot when you placing your foot in the correct spot on the nose or tail when you're trying to ollie. So if you put your foot like this, like my hand is placed on the board, if you put it in that spot when you're trying to snap off the ground, you will pop the board the correct way. And if you have your foot hanging off the edge of the tail or nose when you're trying to ollie, when you're trying to pop off the ground, you will have an issue popping on the tail or nose when you're trying to ollie. So make sure you put your popping foot in the correct spot when you're trying to ollie. So to fix that ollie problem you have, you want to do this motion when you're trying to ollie. So if you practice that motion with your legs before actually trying to ollie on the board, you will get the feel of doing that motion with your legs without doing it on the board. So try that motion with your legs and then try it on the board when you feel like you got it locked down when you're not trying it on the board. So try that before you actually try it on the board. So if this tip helped you in any kind of way, don't forget to share it with someone else that might need this tip on trying to learn how to place their foot in the right position when they're trying to ollie. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification button so you won't miss out on videos like this every week. Catch you in the next video.